Hi friend, I am so glad that you are back in our channel for another video. I am just thrilled to have you here in our kitchen. Today we are going to learn how to make apple cider vinegar. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you are here with me for another video. My name is Amanda. I am the co-owner of Slow Foods Kitchen, where we make vegan snacks for part-time vegans just like you. You can find our goodies at slowfoodskitchen.com, Amazon, and Walmart.com, and more places to come soon. If you head down to the description box below, you will find a link for BOGO goodies. If you are new here, I would love to say hello to you. Drop your name in the comments below. If you're coming back again, tell me your name. I would love to hear from you and let me know what you loved about this video. If you want to be up to date on more videos, please do subscribe and hit the bell. It's a great way to stay in the loop, and it really does help support our small business as well. Okay, so today we are making apple cider vinegar. I realized that I showed you a short video on how to make vinegar, and I also showed you a video on what happened after I made vinegar, but then I realized I didn't actually show you the video of how to make vinegar, so that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so you only need a handful of ingredients, and you can really make this in less than 10 minutes. So if you want to make it with me, grab a knife, a bag of apples, a beautiful vessel, I like this glass one, a wooden spoon. That is important. You cannot, well, not that you cannot, but you should not use a metal spoon. You will need some kind of topping for your vessel. We're using coffee filters and optional apple cider vinegar, and we are going to talk about why. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're going to first talk about how to make apple cider vinegar. So you want to grab a vessel. I prefer these glass gallon jars, also because I have a lot of them, so that's pretty handy. I would recommend glass. You don't want to do this in plastic or metal. First step is to clean it. I like to sanitize all of my vessels with hot water. You could use soap, which in the process of making vinegar is not terrible because the soap will actually kill bacteria, but in this case, making vinegar, the vinegar would still be okay, but I don't want to risk it. So I just use hot water. You can also do hot water with a quarter cup or so of white vinegar to sanitize your vessel and your wooden spoon. So I've already done that, and I have filled my jar about a third of the way, but honestly, you probably could go half of the way with clean filtered water. All right. Next is to grab a bag of apples. We're going to use a whole bag and chop them into quarters or eighths. It's up to you. And you can leave in the seeds, the stems, and I didn't even rinse these. These are organic apples, but part of the vinegar process is the bacteria and the stuff on the outside of the fruit is what is actually going to create our vinegar. And before we get too far, we're going to add in sugar. White sugar, not fancy sugar, not coconut sugar, not sugar substitute, white sugar. So you're probably thinking, oh my God, why? Why are you using white sugar? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because when you make vinegar, the yeast and bacteria on the fruit needs to eat something. And that process of eating something, in this case the sugar, feeds the bacteria and the, not fungus, but the bacteria and the yeast. And that's what turns the sugar into vinegar. And so that's why it's important to just use plain white sugar. Just like when you make pizza dough, you feed the yeast with sugar, and that's how it becomes back alive. So I do a big spoonful-ish of sugar per apple, and we have 5, 6, 7 apples, so we're going to do about 7 big spoonfuls. So we're going to do half a cup of sugar. 1 tablespoon. There are 4 tablespoons in 1 cup, 1/4 cup, so let's just do 2. And really, a little bit extra. I'd rather have a little bit extra sugar to feed the yeast than not have enough sugar and have it be starving. Okay, so I wanted to skip ahead and do this first so that we could get the sugar dissolving. So we're just going to stir it. Stir, stir, stir. That's it. You could heat up your water and that would dissolve the sugar much faster, but you don't have to. You can just stir the water with the sugar and it will dissolve just like that. Look at it. So we're going to go back to chopping our apples. So as I mentioned before, you don't have to take out the seeds or the stems. You can just put in the whole apple. You do have the option, of course, you could remove your stems and seeds. And I did that one time and the vinegar didn't come out. And I don't know if I did something else wrong. I don't think it's related, but now I'm paranoid. And it makes it so much easier to not have to take all the seeds out and the stems out. This is it. This is how you do it. You mix water and sugar and you ferment it. Now, if you ever made kombucha, let me know. I would love to hear about your stories because I have some bad ones. But when you make kombucha, it's a different process and you could get bacteria, fungus, mold growing in it, but that's a whole nother story. And if you want to learn about that, let me know and I'll also share some links to other videos. With vinegar, let's say you left this in your pantry and forgot about it for 3 months, it wouldn't actually form mold, and it might grow mold at a certain point, but the vinegar, the difference in the process is that it becomes so acidic, it will actually kill the mold. So there is no worry, you don't have to worry about, will I mess this up? What if it gets moldy? Now, if it gets covered in mold for some odd reason, I probably would throw that out. I wouldn't drink it. But my last batch of apple cider vinegar, it had the weirdest square, just a square of mold on top. Maybe, I don't know if something fell in, I have no idea. It looked like a little piece of paper, square. So I picked it out, I let it brew a little bit longer. Oops. And it was totally fine. So we've just been chit-chatting and now that's it. So you can leave this. This is it. We've made apple cider vinegar. Now I do like to jumpstart my batch just for the heck of it. And if you don't have apple cider vinegar, you don't have to do this, but it helps just ensure your batch goes smoothly and gets doing its thing quicker. You could use pre-made apple cider vinegar. I have Bragg's. It's empty because I poured it in my hair. And if you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments and I'll tell you. So I am actually going to use my last batch of apple cider vinegar. I have 2. They're a little bit different in color. This batch was made from Granny Smith apples and this from Gala apples. I like the Gala apple flavor a little bit better. And if you use different types of apples, they will give you a different flavor of vinegar. So experiment. Make a batch with Gala, make a batch with Granny Smith, make a batch with both, and let me know what your favorite is. Oh, I was a little afraid I wasn't gonna get this jar open on camera. All right. Oh, this is from August 25th of 2020. So this was about 7 months ago. Oh, it smells good. So we're just gonna put in, I don't know, a tablespoon, not very much. This helps to introduce vinegar already, so it's ready to go. And that's it. So I'm going to add a little bit more water and top it off until we made vinegar. So now you want to cover up your batch. You can use a cheesecloth, you can use a clean cloth. I happen to have, if you care, brand coffee filters. And if you care, great. If you don't, whatever, it's up to you. And we're just going to cover it with a rubber band, and that is it. So simple. So now to take care of your vinegar, I'm going to stir this once a day for about 3, 4, 5-ish days, and then I'll stir it once every other day or so. After 14 days, I am going to strain out my apples, which you can strain those out and you can even start another batch. Use those apples, add water and sugar and keep going, or you can make apple juice. So that's it. So after you pull out your apples in 14 days and you strain your apple cider vinegar, you're gonna let it sit for about a month, 6 weeks, either until you remember it or when you have your note reminder that says, take care of your apple cider vinegar. And after you get that, you can leave it in this jar. And so generally after about a month and a half in the jar, I will take out my apples and I will put it into a smaller jar for space's sake, and I will put it in the pantry. So I have had this in my pantry for 7 months, and whenever I need it, I pull it out, I make salad dressing, I make my conditioner for my hair, I start more vinegar. So that is how simple it is to make apple cider vinegar. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I would love to answer them and talk more about it. And if you make a batch, let me know what apples you use. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm so glad that you're here. It is really just a joy to teach you the things that I know. And if you have questions or topics, or you want to learn a certain thing to make in your kitchen, let me know. I'll be happy to teach you. And I will catch you right here next Friday for another video.